Good morning and welcome to day 2 of this special coverage of the MUNUR15. Joining me now is the full team of journalists that will be reporting on this conference. I'll be talking about today about what will happen at the General Assembly. Paula, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm really fine. I'm really excited because today I'll be covering all the commissions for ECOSOC. What about you, Germán?
Hello, Paula. I'm excellent. I'm excited because I'm going to be working on the activities of regional committees, especially on the reunion of African and European Union. And what about you, Samuel?
Good morning, guys. I'll be reporting from the special agencies. I'm glad to be part of the team.
Okay, so we hope you are going to have a great coverage too.
Delegado, yo les hago la siguiente propuesta. Digamos, si queremos capturarlos, tenemos que crear con qué lo vamos a capturar.
Hi, we're reporting from the reunion point of the regional committees. Let's see how the day have been developing.
The committee has been working in 2 different groups, but we are committing to the same things. We're trying to solve a crisis depending on how each country can contribute to something. For example, Spain is able to give a checkpoint in order for the refugees to come inside Europe, be determined whether they are in a migration process or a refugee process.
The British position on this matter is clear. This is a matter of national security that's affecting Europe. But we have to aim to stop this flux of migrants to Europe. So we are working currently on 3 objectives: is how to deal with the migrants that are currently in Europe, how to deal with those who are coming, who are traveling right now, possibly, to Europe, and how we are to solve the crisis all around the world. We're not just talking about Syria or Iraq. We as European Union have to think about the whole population of the world.
Because we are all agreeing on something. You would think that Germany would come and impose things, but they are not. And you would think that countries such as Austria would be closing their borders and not allowing any migrant, but we are all accepting migrants in our own way, and we are all committed to finish the crisis and actually do something about it.
I felt like the debate atmosphere was, at first it was kind of slow, but as soon as the crisis was introduced, delegates picked up their roles, and I feel like it was very informative. At the same time, they managed to kind of work out their differences and come to a united conclusion, which is what we've been asking for. The African Union has had many divisions as an organization, so it's really nice to see that replicated within the room and seeing delegates really take their national stances and run with it despite having criticism from their fellow delegates. When the crisis got introduced and the topic kind of moved along, there was a lot of divisions and the lines were very, very clear. So till this day, there is a lot of fighting in the room, but it's very interesting to see because that's how the African Union actually works and that's how international bodies work. No one actually agrees, so it's very interesting to see them replicate that and to see them really take on their stances despite having criticism. A lot of people would disagree with having, I guess, different opinions in the room, but as a chair, I personally love it because it shows that the delegates are really taking on their national policies and really implementing them and really taking on the tasks at hand.
So these have been some of the declarations of the regional committee's delegates today in this second day of MUNUR 2015. Thanks for watching.
Everything's done for day 1 at the MUNUR15. During this rainy day, we had the opportunity to talk to the moderator of the WHO, who talked a little bit about what happened inside his room. Let's see some.
The first topic, the topic about preventing epidemics and the methods to do so, to discuss in the whole committee. Now, they have been negotiating the top out of it. They have been very active throughout the committee. In the middle of the session, there was a press release that was communicated to them in a crisis that involved some West African countries and new outbreak of Ebola.
Plus, we had the opportunity to talk with some delegates that belong to the diversity committee. They talked about the coalition that's going on inside that room as well.
We have two blocks, two kind of organizations. The first one is something that kind of organization about African Union and other with the Islamic Union. And the other one is that have so much countries like India, China, Japan, Western, like United States and the European Union. And I think that is the most important because I'm Finland and I am going to appropriate this option.
Now let's find out what happened with humanitarian corridors and humanitarian crisis inside one special committee.
This delegation has many topics regarding the capabilities that the humanitarian areas and security areas needs. So this is like the big picture of the committee right now.
Have you wondered about drones usage? Germany's delegate inside the legal committee helped us explain what happened during this day one session at the legal committee in the MUNUR15.
In legal committee, we were talking about all the policies that should be taken into account according to the impact of non-tripulated vehicles and drones in the international scene. According to this, all the states were showing their position and proposing the best resources and media to protect the humanitarian law and taking into account the International Court of Justice.
Finally, we had the opportunity to talk to the SPECPOL committee director, who told us what went through today's session and who was the most active delegate.
Well, today we started the topic of non-self-governing countries. It was very problematic at the beginning because the delegates started to agreeing with everyone, which is okay. But then when they realized that the interests of their countries were at risk, then the real debate began.
I want to thank my producer, Julie Cifuentes. I am Julian Gomez, and we'll come back tomorrow with more information on this MUNUR15 conference. Thanks for watching.
We have reached the end of our session. I personally had a lot of fun, and the Russian committee was very, very nice. And how about you, Julian?
Well, I had seen a lot of activity despite it was a rainy day. I saw delegates pretty much discussing issues inside and outside the committees, on lobby, on informal debate. It was a great, great day of MUNUR15.
So by my part, it was a very workful day in which we could be very close to very important issues for European and African context.
So at ECOSOC, I saw a lot of work between all the delegates. And thanks, guys, for sharing with us your experience. Stay tuned.